Evening, ladies and gentlemen. Dan from Dan and Charlie. How you doing? Little intro. You know what I mean? Good day of work. You know, we started working on the bookshelves. You know what I mean? So very happy about that. So that's what we're doing today, as well as working on the OSB upstairs. You know, prepping for the wooden floors, because we install some more wooden floors, like on the first floor. Exciting stuff, mate. So, you know, we've been hard at work. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to show you a few things in a second. You feel me? Thank you for deciding to watch. Amen. Peace. This is Ats, which is Charlotte's father, of course. This is his craftsmanship. So this is what he's been working on today. So this is the progress for the bookshelf so far. How fly is that? How fly is that? You know what I mean? So how we do it, yeah? Just panel, cabinet by cabinet. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's gonna be a fifth one there, and a mini sixth one here. And just stack them up. Stack them up. You know what I mean? So it's a rather big bookshelf. Booger. Yeah, so yeah, we have to, of course, there are these pipes there. So we designed the bookshelf in a way that will hide these, you know, electrical pipes, as they are unfortunately exposed. But hey, such is what you get when you buy a 1930s house. You never know where the freaking pipes or cables freaking, you know, go through. So you got to be careful. That's why we have all these marked, just in case someone tries to be a bit too slick and drill through the wall without guidance. So we need guidance. So boom. These are the pre-cut, right? Pre-cut pieces of wood. You know what I mean? This is like some mad organization. Ash just did his thing. You know, there's a whole plan here. If you can see that. Boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? Talk about preparation. You know, to be fair, that's one thing I've learned since moving to the Netherlands. People plan here and prepare a lot. So it's a good thing, yes? Fantastic. So come with me, my lovely people. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So I was pretty much doing the OSB and thing. So yeah. Put this over the underfloor. Patch this up right here. Excuse the mess. Look how clean that is, man. Alright. So boom. We're gonna be working here. You know what I mean? Layers and layers and layers. You know what I'm saying? Let me grab this light. So I'm not sure if you can see that, but yeah. This is what we doing right here. And like, next thing up is the rubber. So we're gonna put the rubber. You know what I mean? Over this OSB. And then we're gonna place the planks. We professionals out here, you know what I'm saying? Do something once, you do it for a lifetime. It happens like that sometimes if you enjoy what you're doing. And lastly, if you can see, I stripped the ting. I stripped the paint. Because it's like 3 freaking layers there. You know when you paint, right? And you keep painting, it comes mad lumpy. So we ain't gonna do that. We gonna do it the right way. Strip the paint, sand it down. And hey, you never know. I do quite like the wood, underneath the paint. A varnish? Who knows? Let us know. So boom, yeah, that's it. And I am out, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching.
Hi everyone.
Yo.
So we slept on it a couple of days and we've made the final little green paint selection. So Dan is going to take you through the room and tell you which ones we picked.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I shall walk you through the color choices, that we chose for this corner of the house. first and foremost, we have gone with scullery. Woo! We know we like that brown. You know we like the brown. So we're gonna double drench this room. You know what I mean? So that is scullery here, and the ceiling is gonna be either lighter or darker. I'm not sure yet.
It's gonna be scullery. We already decided.
It's going to be scullery too, apparently. You know what I'm saying? My bad. But
I showed you the order list.
It doesn't matter. There was a whole debate. We'll be talking about this for 2 weeks. You know what I mean? I thought we're going to double drench it and ting like that. But it's still going to be drenched, though. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be drenched.
No, but double drench is when you have different finishes.
Yes. But the drench, double drench, it's going to be like a cave. Like, oh, I'm brown, baby. I'm brown. And then cool. Boom, yeah, look. So this is called Celestial Blue, yeah? Charlotte tested it out by painting around the window frame. And look how beautiful it looks. So, of course, we really look at that wonderful contrast. They go so well together. But, of course, the stucco doors will do our thing. We painted that when the stucco doors were still doing their work. That's why it looks a bit dookie. But it's actually beautiful, all right? It's actually beautiful. Don't forget the trim, like the trim too. Yeah, it's gonna be brown. Yeah. Oh, it's gonna look so fly, so fly. And boom, I saw this thing. I might as well break it down.
You're getting a sneak peek of this cabinet we're building.
Aris. Let me show you right quick this fly ass color. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Hopefully you don't recognize. Whoops, I did. Ha. Boom, yeah. So there's a color. It's gonna be the color of the tin, yeah. And it's gonna wrap all the way around here. You're just gonna see red. You know what I'm saying?
Even the door.
Even the door's gonna be red. See, I didn't even know the door's gonna be red either. So you know, you and me are learning that both at the same time.
That's not done. I've said it like 5 times.
Red, brown. You see, they so many colors, yeah. It's like
I made this whole floor plan yesterday, and I showed you. You said yes.
I don't know, freaking Brabant olive, Shaka Zulu olive. I don't know. There's some crazy ass colors. It's impossible for me to remember the names. I've had a trip out just trying to remember the colors that we chose. It's insane. Anyway, so boom, that's my part of the team. Charles gonna take over to explain to you the kitchen.
So before we continue to the kitchen, I wanted to explain the finishes, because Dan, for the life of him, tried to remember the finishes, but he couldn't remember.
Hey.
And I told you like 5 times that we're gonna paint the door red.
No.
Anyway, it is what it is, guys. I've already put the order through. So we're gonna do the walls in matte. Your little green even provided a little like card so you can see the sheens. So this matte is it's really nice for walls, and you can also wash this type of matte. You can wash it. So we're doing that for the walls, and then this eggshell we're doing for the trim, so it has a bit more gloss. And then the ceiling we're doing absolute matte, because the ceiling has a lot of. Can you point up to the ceiling? The ceiling has a lot of inconsistencies and even some cracks, because this is a 1930s house. So if you do, the more matte your finish is, the more the imperfections will be kind of camouflaged. If you do like a glossy kind of wall or ceiling, if you can see in the light, like it catches, which means that if you have a little bump, that little bump will reflect light. So if you do matte, it hides kind of the bumps. So that's why we decided to do matte. And that's the double drench, is if you choose different finishes of the same color, or if you choose different tones of the same color, if that makes sense. And the little green paint is also good because we can paint the radiator. So we're going to paint the radiator scullery as well. And this accent blue, celestial blue window, we're going to make that one eggshell as well, so it'll have a bit of gloss.
You know, I was thinking maybe even Irish for the radiator, because I don't know. I saw an Instagram video. Yeah, so Monday he painted is rated at black, right? And it was like this usual creamy white thing. And that shit looked fire. I'm like, yo, bro, this is like an installation, bruv. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, there were comments. You do know that the paint is poisonous and that it can emit dangerous gases into the air. I'm like, get the out of here. It looks gay. So, good idea. I never knew that, but
this paint is safe.
Because it's good quality. Shout out Lil Green, you know what I'm saying? No better paint company in the world. You feel me?
Manchester, let's go.
Money! You know what I'm saying?
So the bookcase we're also gonna do in eggshell, so Ara's eggshell, and the door is also gonna be eggshell. And then this little strip of wall, we're gonna do the matte so that it has the same kind of color drench as the rest of the living room. And then this tiny part of trim will also be Ara's. We're probably going to paint these two little pipes, either Ara's or Celestial Blue. We'll see what happens. You know, it's there. We might as well turn it into something fun. That was Dad's idea. In this kitchen, we ended up going for gray, which is this one. And the trim we're going to do in a color called Windmill Lane, which I think is in this little book. Yeah, here it is. So it's just like a tiny bit darker shade. So that's more of the like real double drench effect. And the doors and the Windmill Lane doors are going to be in eggshell, and the wall again in matte. And the ceiling here is also going to be Normandy gray, and it's going to be absolute matte again. And then this trim here around the skylight is going to be eggshell Normandy gray, because if you look, because it's a shiny paint, it reflects more light. If you would put matte there in the skylight, it wouldn't reflect like it does right now, and it's nice if it reflects, because then it adds more light into the space that it bounces. Then through this into this courtyard, let me go outside. Here, we're going to put a color called Joanna, which we picked because of the name, because Stella's auntie is called Auntie Jo, which stands for Joanna. And also because we like the color. So Little Green has this like masonry paint, which is really good for outside. And on the window trim, we're going to paint the same Windmill Lane green as we're painting inside the kitchen, so that when we look through the window, if we look there, it will be the same green, which I think will be very pretty. And this door will also be green. And they have a special exterior eggshell paint for that, which is which can stand like weathering and things like that. So that's super exciting. So those are the colors we went with. Let us know what you think. So those are the colors we went with. Let us know what you think. Did you think we should have picked option A instead of option B? Got anything to say?
Option, you can edit that in. Option A, this part of the screen, doop. And option B, this part of the screen, boop. Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Love.
And shout out to Little Green.
Shout out to Little Greens. Love that paint.